New Thought Media Network. We are a global broadcast network of positive music, media, and entertainment, inspiring humanity's evolution along the journey of enlightenment and creating a world of love, peace, empowerment, and prosperity for all. New Thought Media Network. Positively inspiring.
What Would Louise Say? Join us every Tuesday at 10 a.m. Mountain Time. Hosted by Reverend Martine Bernard. Explore the wisdom of Louise Hay. Brought to you by New Thought Media Network. Dive into Louise's teachings. Experience healing and empowerment. Reverend Martine shares insights. Connect with a contemporary audience. Unlock your potential. Transform your life with love. Embrace positivity and healing. Join our vibrant community. Ready to join us? Let's spread love and wisdom together. Please like, share, and subscribe. Only on New Thought Media Network, positively inspiring.
Hello, 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 beloveds. Happy New Year. We're still in that first month of January. I am thrilled today. I will be interviewing such incredible guests. Let me tell you a little bit about these two incredible global thought influencers. They are Sneha, Shah, and Shah Gupta. They are authorized Heal Your Life workshop leaders and life coach trainers for India, the heart of spirituality globally. They have been instrumental, beautiful souls, in bringing the Heal Your Life trainings to India. And I call it, they've been instrumental in creating the Heal Your Life Louise Hay movement globally in India. So they are founders of ISRA, a learning and transformational system focused on personal development, leadership development, personal and professional growth, and conscious leadership. They have worked in over 40 countries, beautiful souls, across cultures, industries, and leadership levels. So they don't just study Louise, they have activated Louise's world view globally. Welcome, Shah. Welcome, Stash. How are you?
For having us.
Oh, thank you for being here. You're gorgeous and you're doing wonderful work on the planet. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I know that you have an incredible offering for this coming year, but before we get into that, let's get into the backstory. How did Louise find you?
Yeah. The story is just like for many that when you're ready, the teacher arrives. So in India, we have the saying that when the student is ready, the guru arrives. And that's the same thing that happened to us. I remember this so clearly. Shashank and I were training in an organization at that time, a large banking company in India. And we were doing a leadership workshop, nothing to do with Louise's work. And in the break, one of the participants who was at a leadership level, she came to me and said, have you read Louise's book? It's called You Can Heal Your Life. And I'm a voracious reader. So I was like, no, I haven't read it. I haven't, heard of it. And she said, great, I'm going to bring it for you tomorrow. And I was so happy to receive it the next day. And, just like the way things go, life came up and I didn't read it, which is not what I do usually, but it was in the cupboard. And I'm like, I'm going to get to it at the right time. And just a couple of months later, Shashank and I were training once again. So we were with a group of people who had traveled from all across the country. And in the break, in the coffee break, The coffee was dripping down my mouth. I couldn't move my face. And that's when I realized that I had partial facial paralysis. So I actually had Bell's palsy. And I was in the midst of training at that time. And I decided I'm just going to finish the day. But at the end of that day, all our trainings got cancelled. I was at home thinking, what's happening? I don't know, because how do I work? What's going on with me? And that's when Louise's book came out of the cupboard. And, I went to the mind body connection, and I went to the symptoms and what could be the mental thought and the emotion. And Reverend, it's amazing because Bell's palsy is all about suppressed anger. And I grew up in a family where anger was not a very accepted emotion. You needed to be nice and calm and polite and sweet and pleasant. And years of suppressed anger found its way out through the Bell's palsy. And it was amazing because there was so much of journaling, so much of affirmations that I did. 3 months later, I recovered. Doctors said I had the fastest recovery, and which was amazing. And that's when I told Shashank, this was November 2011, and I said, Shash, 2012, February, we are going to be in the United States taking the teacher training. I didn't know whether there was a training, and there was, and we were there in Feb, so that was so Louise just arrived at a point where I was ready to be awakened to something more than just the mind, to understand consciousness and to understand emotions and to understand the baggage and the beliefs and everything. So I think it was an awakening. Our life has been before 2011 or 2012 and after 2012. So it's divided into two parts.
Goodness. This is astonishing. So there was basically a miraculous healing that led a miraculous awakening that led to a miraculous healing. This, oh my gosh, Sneha, this is so powerful because you are a psychologist, correct?
Yep.
Yes.
You are, yes. And so you're also one of the only 12 global master teachers for your life. So you go from having what someone would just call, the world would say bad luck, a health challenge, to connecting that health challenge, of course, through Louise's worldview, to a state of consciousness, thought and belief and emotions that can affect the body temple, to journaling, affirmations, the fastest recovery that doctors have seen in this particular area, to then saying, if there's a training, we're there.
Yes. Yes.
Absolutely.
That is absolutely incredible. So the aha moment, the awakening, the light bulb was immediate. You knew that this is something that you wanted to integrate into your lives, devote your lives to, sharing it, growing, deepening into this world view. Can you tell me, I know you've mentioned that, but how does someone go from reading the book, doing the work, to saying, I want to do this? We are there if there's a training.
So I think one of the most important aspects here is the belief in the work. Yeah, it's the belief in the own healing. Yes. And while Sneha was going through her own healing journey, I had a similar experience with Louise's work, especially with my body. And it was almost when Sneha was reading the book and she said, you know what, why don't you take a look at it? And that's the time I was struggling with a severe hip pain, almost unable to move forward with my feet. And when I looked at the book, and the book said hip movement refers to inability to move forward in life. And I remember Sneha and I were having a conversation and we said, okay, what part of our life are we feeling stuck in? where is this emerging from? What's the chain of thoughts that are running in our head right now? What's the emotion that I'm experiencing? And it's amazing that it's been almost 10 years now. I had no more than that, 15 years. I haven't experienced the pain again in my leg.
My goodness.
And I think the beauty is, like you said, yeah, it's it's an awakening, it's an consciousness, it's knowing about what is it, where is it that we are feeling it, what are the thoughts that we are thinking, all of this. And when you see that happening in your life, when you see that magic happening in your life, the belief in Louise's work is so strong that you just want to go deeper in her work and more deeper, and experience the magic even more and share the magic more with other people.
And share it. What I'm hearing is embodiment.
Yeah.
It is so easy. A lot of seekers, spiritual seekers, we study, we read the books, we go to the workshops, but we don't apply. We don't apply the principles and use them in order to change our lives. We don't embody them. So both of you had an immediate revelation, you had an immediate awakening, and you committed almost instantaneously to the embodiment and the living of these principles. Yes. How powerful. And so when you went to, tell me a little bit about going to California, to San Diego, and meeting Dr. Patricia and Rick Nichols. We love our beloved mystic.
Absolutely.
Yes, shaman, poet, healer, teacher, Rick. And then eventually they came to India. Yes. Oh my goodness. Please tell me a little bit about that, because that is
so there is a very beautiful story. When you asked that, what is it that makes a person from knowing to actually doing? What's the path? And I think for Shashank and I, it was such a strong intention to be there. And I think intention is pure energy. And, when you're putting it out there and there is a complete surrender to that intention, I think the universe conspires, supports, makes it happen. So we were at that point looking at getting a visa to the United States. And it wasn't easy, because 9/11 had happened and there were challenges and, so...
we both were single. We were not married then.
Yeah. So I remember this, that we were sitting at the visa counter and there was the interview happening. And there were 4 people ahead of us whose visa got rejected. So they went to the counter and they were having a conversation. Somebody had to get a college, somebody had to do something, and the rejection happened. And Shashank and I looked at each other and said, we are going, and we just sat there and said, we're going. And we went to the counter and the gentleman who was interviewing us and said, okay, so I hear you're going for a program, and what's this about? And I told him briefly, it's a Heal Your Life training. And he said, that sounds wonderful. So are you going to be sitting in a circle and chanting and lighting candles? And I said, maybe a bit of that, but a lot more. And he says, you know what? When you come back, I would love for you guys to do a program for us. And he said, please enjoy your time there. And we didn't get just an entry for that program, but we got a 10-year multiple entry visa, and we were there. So we didn't doubt it. We had complete faith in the intention that we were holding and the fact that there was purpose to it. And that's it. We were there in the room with 40 other people, 7 days of an absolute life-changing experience.
Yes. So these are miracle manifestations. Yes. When we are clear-minded, and like you said, Sneha, as you've said, the intention is energy. So we are putting out this powerful energy that goes ahead of us. So as you were sitting there agreeing, touching and agreeing, like by right of consciousness, you were agreeing, where 2 or more are gathered, there is more spiritual power. So as you were looking at each other and affirming and not looking at the appearance, you didn't go, oh, it's happening to them, they've all been rejected. You were looking at each other in certitude, being so certain and affirming your good in the midst of whatever was happening. So you were rising above. You were rising above the actual circumstances, holding the highest vision, agreeing with each other, sending forth that energy. And this man who had rejected all these other people were like, come teach it here. That is miraculous. That is miraculous. And then to not even just, the universe didn't say, oh, they'll open the door for you one time. The universe was like, oh, you can go back and forth.
As many times as you would like.
As many times as you would like. My God, I'm utterly so grateful to have you here today. My heart, I know we've been trying to set up times, but everything is in perfect divine order as we stand at this beginning of this new year and this new chapter for humanity, a 9-year cycle. These two, my beautiful ones who are viewing, are miracle workers and miracle makers because they have embodied, they have taken Louise's key to freedom. I feel like Louise, through Heal Your Life, her philosophy, the book that has gone around the world over and over, sold 70 billion copies, is a key. She gave us the key, but it's up to us to use the key and open the door to unlimited good and infinite possibilities.
Absolutely.
It's really up to us. And you are both a shining and a couple. For all my ladies globally, for looking for spiritual men, look at what they've manifested, this beautiful couple. They do the work together.
It's amazing. It's amazing you say this because I think for both of us, we always say our life is in two parts. One was before 2012. That's before we went to the training with Rick and Patricia in the US. And after 2012, because everything, right, from both of us getting married to each other, to the house that we stay in currently, to the car that we drive, to the work that we do, to the income that we earn, everything has been literally written by us on vision boards. We have affirmed for it. We've visualized it. It would be interesting for you to know, Reverend Martine, and I think I share this I don't share this very often. So the house that we stay in, it's something which we really, really dreamt of. And you were asking us, how was the 7-day with Dr. Patricia, Crane, and Rick? And on one of the days, they take us to their house during the training. And I mean, this was way back in 2012. And they said, okay, why doesn't everybody come home?
Yes, the ranch. They had
the ranch.
I wasn't around in that era, but I've heard about the incredible.
Oh my God. Beautiful. Yeah, the ranch was beautiful. And Sneha and I walked in there and we actually moved the entire house, holding the vision, affirming for what a peaceful, fun-loving, spiritually evolved home looked like, where you welcome peace, you welcome joy, you welcome love, you welcome people, you welcome laughter, and what that home looks like. And today, when I think of it, I think that day we sowed the seeds of a beautiful house, and while our house is not like a ranch, but
it's pretty much beautiful.
It's our little corner in the world, and we feel the love, we feel the peace, we feel the joy, we feel the people, the laughter, all of that put together.
And even now, every evening as a ritual, I always do sage all around the house and with affirmations. So every corner of the house carries affirmations, carries an intention, carries an energy. And I think it's just...
And we have these, little crystals around in different bowls in the house, which have, some of them have words like love, peace, joy, prosperity, abundance on them. Sneha actually loves to do mandalas. So when she's doing a mandala, she would actually have affirmations going on in the background. So uh, I think for both of us, uh, every little part of our life has been about what do we want to create intentionally.
Yes, 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 yes. Set
Because
the intention.
and just the last thing, a lot of times we tell the universe what we don't want, but we do not tell the universe what we really want to create. So
I am being ministered to. I feel like I'm in one of your workshops. And I am dedicated. I have just decided I'm coming to India and I'm going to attend something. This
That's
oh my
wonderful.
goodness, because I am so, my heart is just rising up in my chest with joy at the way that both of you have embodied Louise's philosophy and way of seeing life. And what has been stirred up in my consciousness as you're speaking is that her teaching is so simple. At the beginning of her movie, the Heal Your Life movie, she says, whether you're beginning in a mansion or in a prison cell. And so this is so important. You don't have to have, your life doesn't have to look perfect. It is so simple. You don't have to have a PhD. You don't have to speak 10 languages. It is so simple. The key is the recognition that we create our reality, and whatever mistakes of the past or lack of success or issues financially, you can begin now with this key to know that that was past thinking. And as you are willing to set intentions for prosperity, for a beautiful home, for a healthy body, for loving relationships, for work that fulfills you, and you little by little affirm and hold that intention, it will come to pass. It is so powerful. And it's amazing how the universe works, because my intention this year is to declutter. I have things in the house that I just want to let go of. And in meditation, I got the download to go into every room and to speak affirmations. Sneha, I'm stunned. You said to speak affirmations in every room, to see every room decluttered, beautiful, through a meditation. Spirit said you need to go into every room and speak what you desire to see. Stop saying there's all this clutter here. I don't know what I'm going to do with all the clutter. I need to declutter. You're setting an intention. Set the opposite affirmative intention.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I did it last week.
Wow.
Beautiful.
That's amazing. Amazing.
Isn't it amazing? It's
It is
amazing how when our spirits are open, we are all receiving these downloads.
Yes.
But it's about listening and implementing.
Absolutely.
You guys were given the key, and you literally opened, taken that key, and you said,
everywhere.
all of the doors that the universe has for me. So we are going to take a little break. And when we come back, we are going to talk about this new year and the infinite possibilities, all of the infinite doors of goodness and yummy stuff that we can attract into our lives. I'm Rev Martine, and this is What Would Louise Say on the New Thought Media Network. We'll be right back. Hello, hello, beloveds, and we are back with Sneha and Shash, and they're visiting us. It's 10 o'clock in India. Talk about dedication. It's 10:30 right now, and they're looking gorgeous and vibrant, and we are so happy to have you here. Ah,
Thank
on What Would Louise Say? The new year always brings possibilities, but for
Yes.
many people, it can bring stress. They look at the past and they say, "Oh, I haven't accomplished this much this far. What are
you.
things going to be like?" They stronghold these resolutions. I have to without realizing that they can use the power of intention, the power of their minds and their hearts and emotions. Please talk about what you will be offering. I know that you have a workshop tomorrow and it's very powerful.
Yes. So what we are going to be doing is we will have a 1 hour webinar, and this is online so that people from all, so we have people signed up from different countries, and
Signing up.
it's amazing.
Yes.
So we have lots of people who sign up and they come in, and the idea is that if we walk in to the new year with the same kind of thoughts, with the same kind of feelings, with the same kind of behavior patterns, we can't expect a different kind of a result. So if we want the year to bring in new things, if we want it to really work for us, then we need to look at it differently in terms of how we would like to think about it. What are the things that we choose to intentionally create?
Yes.
What is it that we want to release from the last year? It could be some ways of thinking, some ways of feeling, some complaints, some issues that we may be carrying, so that only when I let go of what I don't need is when I create space for something new. And we also look back at the year with a lot of gratitude, and
Yes.
we look at the coming year with a lot of hope, with a lot of love, and the courage to really show up. So, together as a community, we are going to create a new year of possibilities. And it'll be a beautiful 1 hour. We have 3 exercises that we will be doing as a part of this thing. So imagine the collective intention, so we come
Yes.
together, we collectively intend to what our new year is going to look like. And that's what I think we would love to hold for everyone.
Oh my goodness. It's such a powerful intention. It's such a powerful offering, Shneha and Shash. It's so important because there's a lot happening on the planet. And I
Yes.
think that many people feel that life is broken, the political systems are broken, the financial, and I wish I were catastrophizing, but I think that people actually feel this way. So you're offering your class. Where do people register? Where can they sign up? Let us know a
Um,
little bit about
so
that and your time. Of course, there are time zone. I mean, everything is global. We're one global family. Oh my God, gosh, for technology, it allows so many of us to connect and, like you said, uh, and come together collectively to create a world that works for everyone, but infinite possibilities for all of us together and individually. So, where will this be happening?
they can register on our website. Our website is isra.co.in. That's what you see on screen. And right on the homepage, there is a button which says free webinar. And when they click on that, they will be directed to a sign up page.
Wonderful.
And they are, you instantly get a login link and all of that. And it's going to be on Zoom. It's a very user friendly platform, and it's
Yes.
going to last for an hour. It begins at 7:30 p.m. India time. So,
Okay.
so it's going to
It's
be
a little early in
it's
the
a
morning.
little early. I will have to check with respect to mountain
So,
time.
yes. So it will probably, if you give me mountain time, it'll be early in the morning, which is perfect.
Yes,
Yep, yep,
yes, to
yep.
start a day. Yeah.
Yes. I intend on being on. I am so utterly wowed who
Thank
you are, what you do in the world. Um, this message of hope. This is a message of hope that is so important, a message of truth.
you.
It's not
Yes.
even just hope, it's the universal truth. We are dealing with universal principles. And so many of us have been brainwashed or hypnotized by our cultures, by our families, to see ourselves and life from a perspective of limitation,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
from limitation, from restriction, from barriers. So please tell me a little bit about your work in India. You are both two of the out of the 12 global world trainers of the Heal Your Life trainings and philosophy. And tell me, I know that you've touched people in over 40 countries, but tell me about your impact in India because you've had such a large impact. And that is phenomenal. And I see Louise as a guru. I
Yeah.
see her
Yes.
as a teacher, an enlightened one who had to go through her own suffering and then come to awakening.
Yes.
So
Yes.
please speak about how you've brought her to India and what
Yes.
that impact has been like.
I think the beginning, when we were sitting in the room in California with everybody else, and we were watching Rick and Patricia uh, do their magic. And
Yes.
Shashank and I, once again, so a lot happens when we look at each other. And, so I was just looking at him and I said, so many people in India would benefit with this kind of work. There is so much that we could do, but not everybody can travel. And I said, wouldn't it be wonderful if they came to India? If and it was just an intention that evening. So Shashank, it's amazing because Shashank is somebody who combines intention with action. So he said, I'm going to go and ask. So and I'm going to do that. And he went out to Dr. Patricia and he said, you know what? It would be amazing for both of you to come to India and we will set everything up for you. And they very sweetly, because they've been asked a lot of times, and they looked at us and smiled and said, we'll think about it, which was a polite way of saying not really. We'll think about it. And we said, okay. And we surrendered it. We said, we have the intention. We put it out there. And you won't believe at the end of the training, both of them came to us and said, were you serious when you asked us? And we said yes. And they said, great, we're open. We would be interested. And that was it. And it was amazing because I think about 8 months later,
8, 9 months
eight,
later.
9 months later, they were in India. And 40 people, there were 40 of us from India who came from different parts of the country. And the training happened 7 days of just
Oh,
absolute pure magic. And
I've seen some pictures. I feel as though Dr. Patricia showed me pictures of, I feel like I've seen the trainings. Yes.
yeah,
My goodness. Was it hard convincing people? And were people familiar with Louise's work? Because you were given the book
Yeah.
by, yes, a participant or colleague.
It was amazing that Louise actually had found her way to this country much before both of us, right? Her book was already on the bestseller list several times.
Oh,
There is Hay House in India as well. They have a Hay House India, which still continues to publish books. And uh, Reverend Martine, our work was that's what got the ball rolling for us. And I think it's been amazing because our work in India, while a lot of it revolves around Heal Your Life, because we do the 2 day workshop, we do the training once every year, um,
the teacher
the
training.
teacher training once every year. We
yes.
also do the coach training once every year. And we've been doing a lot of work with organizations as well. And while organizations are considered as those people who are really, really,
Not the heart
not the
places.
heart
Yes,
people,
the corporate
we've
realm.
actually been able to get Heal Your Life to corporates.
Yeah. So during when we had the 40 people come in, there was a wait list. So because the limit was to 40 and there was a wait list, so we actually had to turn away more people who wanted to sign up. And today the community, the Indian community of teachers and coaches, we have many of them. We have, I think, over 400 now.
300, 400, yeah.
Yeah, over 400.
my God.
And it's one of the most active communities in the world.
It's the
with-
most active community in the world.
Yes.
I
And
thought
with
you had 50 teachers. You have 400. Oh, this
Yeah.
is beautiful. This
And-
is so stunning.
and I think after Mexico, no, Mexico is after us.
Mexico and India always have the fight of
Who does the maximum training?
who's the most active.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
And I
But-
love Mexico. I've been to
Oh.
Mexico. I love Mexico City. Oh my goodness. Mexico is also another heartbeat on the planet. Oh, the indigenous tradition and people, so beautiful.
By the
My
way-
goodness.
We are coming to Mexico next month.
Oh,
Yeah.
We are leading the Heal Your Life training for companies in Mexico. It's because Sneha and I, with Dr. Patricia, Crane, and Rick, we actually created the business training.
Yes.
And the whole idea was, how do you take the Heal Your Life work to organizations, to corporates? And and it's happening in Mexico the fourth time in the last 10 years.
Oh my goodness, that is tremendous. You guys, it's like you hit 10 home runs. I don't play baseball. I'm more of a dance person. I don't even know anything about sports. But this is, you came, they gave you a bat, you said, oh, this is Louise. And you just have been hitting it out of the park. My goodness, that is tremendous. 400 teachers who then influence their families, their
Yes.
communities, who do their own workshops, who do their own courses. This is tremendous. And it's very active. It's so funny. It's very interesting. I think that I'm the only teacher coach possibly in New England. And when I bring up Louise Hay, sometimes it feels almost like an old thing. And so people go, oh yeah, I read her. And so it's so amazing. And I kind of feel like, well, I still think she's very valuable.
I know.
I feel like, but my gosh, it is so alive.
Yes.
It is so alive in India. Why do you think this is so? What is it about Louise and the Indian consciousness, which I mean, I feel like I know the answer, being spiritual already, but what is it about Louise that has enlightened and enlivened the minds of your countrymates of India? What do you feel it is?
I think there are a couple of things. One of the things that's really, at the core of it is that Louise's work is also about coming home to yourself, and everything that we talk about is about coming home to yourself, whether it's Hindu spiritual scriptures,
Yes.
everything that we do, because we go out and we engage in the world. But if that creates a disconnect with the most important person, that's the self, then that's where doubt and fear and anxiety and sadness and comparison and everything comes up. So I think at the core, it's the same thing. It's about coming back to yourself.
Yes.
Yes.
What's so fascinating is that as a CSL Science of Mind, religious science minister, of which Louise was, the
Yes.
foundation of the Science of Mind by Ernest Holmes is Hinduism.
Yes.
Studied a lot of his Hinduism and Buddhism and added his Christian tradition. Jesus as the greatest guru, but the idea of consciousness the oldest religion, when Hinduism is our foundation. And so that is what she made it secular. She took God and source and
Yes.
Atman out of it and diluted the essence of it so that all people could understand it. But it makes sense because the Louise Hay worldview is like a secularized Hinduism synthesis coming back home to the
Yes.
original foundation, and Indians go, oh, oh
We know this. Yeah.
this is
Yeah.
who we are. But it's
Yeah.
more generalized, so it can appeal to everyone, to all ages, to all level, different classes. It can appeal to all humanity. This makes sense. So it's
Yeah.
actually going home to its foundation.
And I think a lot of people have told us is that it helps us apply what we know. Louise has made it so easy, to kind of know how to use it in our everyday life. And, the spaces are so full of love and no judgment, and everybody's talking about their lives and releasing what they don't want. So I think it creates such amazing spaces of love and acceptance and non-judgment, and just coming home to yourself and healing and everything.
Yes, I think what you said is so powerful. Her genius was that she made a philosophy. We all know intuitively we
Yes.
create our reality. People will say you're being very negative about it. If you think that way, who knows what'll happen? We know this instinctively. But many of us can read all of these books and still not understand how to do it, how to apply it, how to live it. And she begins with that self-love. You won't be able to create anything good if you don't believe that you're worthy of your own self-love.
Exactly.
She begins there. And then I was laughing because in my mind's eye, it's almost like I could go back to one of your trainings, the release, the pillow pounding.
Yes.
I can only imagine, because a lot of attendees are probably women. And just like my culture, girls are not supposed to be angry. You're not supposed to.
No.
You're not supposed to express. So I can only imagine. And Louise makes anger okay.
Exactly.
Pound your pillow like that child. Let it out. No big analysis, no big fear. Just get it out of your body so that you can welcome in the good
Absolutely.
and be willing to forgive. I love that. The willingness. You don't have to dissect and lose your mind over can I not, can I not. Be willing. Be willing. And that opens up the door to infinite possibilities.
Absolutely.
As you say it so beautifully, Reverend Martine, if you look at, I think Louise's genius, a lot of people think that affirmations is just some positive thinking, but actually it's so much more than just that. Yeah, it's a lot more, because when you look at the 2-day workshop, Louise first said, let's go and clear up where you are and who you are, right? So let's work on the thoughts. Let's work on the belief systems.
Yes.
Let's work on what we heard as children. What were the negative messages that came to us? What is the inner child feeling? Let's work on that. Let's work on the anger, the fear, the guilt. Let's work on different parts of us. Before, and let's empty ourselves out of everything that we are actually experiencing inside, that we've been carrying for years together. And when we've emptied that space, when we've forgiven ourselves and forgiven the world around us, is when we actually have a space to create our future. And that's when actually affirmations start to roll, because affirmations is not just about sitting and saying, I want to, or I wish, or it's not about saying, okay, it's not just positive thinking. It's actually getting in touch with every aspect of ourselves and filling it up, And I think that was Louise's absolute brilliance.
It's hard because but the Heal Your Life workbook.
Oh,
Anyone, beloveds, who doesn't have access to a class or a course, there is a workbook that can
Yes.
help you go deeper and to do this work.
Exactly.
Yes, to do this work. And this is where Dr. Patricia and Louise created the 2-day workshop together. But
Yeah.
this allows you to go deeper because it's like, in the Bible, the Christian Bible, Judeo Christian Bible says you can't put new wine in old wineskins.
Exactly.
So you
Yeah.
can't plant if the soil is not ready and nourished for the
Yeah.
seeds,
Yeah.
nothing good will grow. So we must purge. No, I will purge is even too harsh. We must just be willing to release. Louise
Ex-
makes it easy. A purge sounds hard. Let's delete those words. Be willing, that willingness to forgive, the willingness to love ourselves, the willingness to not scare ourselves. She always says the biggest act of self love is saying affirmations and not catastrophizing.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That those things make a difference. So, Shash, you are really pinpointing these nuggets of truth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
In fact, Louise says that you may do an affirmation in the morning and couple of them in the night, but what you do in between is what really defines it.
It's all an affirmation. The good, the neutral, the
Yeah.
negative,
Yeah.
you are affirming. And so she's calling us, oh, our beloved Lulu, who I know is flying throughout the universe and
Yes.
thrilled with the work that you both are doing. She is calling us to just become conscious of who we are, and to know that we are worthy and deserving of that which our heart desires. These are not, it's not fluff, it's not woo woo. As I look at both of you, Sneha and Shash, I see two beautiful souls who have manifested their heart's desires by doing the inner work, journaling, looking at the beliefs, releasing anger, releasing physical pain, and
Yeah.
and walking around the beautiful home and setting
Yeah.
intentions for all of the good. And you will be able to help all of us do that tomorrow. So, once again, please give us the website.
It's isra.co.in. That's I for India, S for sugar. Yeah, you see it on the screen
Yes,
there,
it's there.
isra.co.in. And right there is a button which says free webinar. And when you click on it, you can sign up for that.
Yeah.
And it's going to be an hour of action where you're actually going to be working. It's not just about listening, but it's about actually sitting with a journal and doing exercises with us.
You
One,
know, it's it's the hardest moments. It's when things are difficult, is
yes,
when affirmations are most essential. Because that's when they really work. And I remember Shashank and I, this was during the pandemic.
Yeah.
And so much of our work is around training and working with people one on one. And
yes,
that was the time when we had bought the house, everything had happened, and we had planned our finances accordingly. And the pandemic happened, there was a lockdown,
yes.
and suddenly all our trainings got cancelled. So we were going to go out to 4 other countries that year. Everything happened. I remember Shashank and I, once again, we were just sitting and thinking about what are we going to do, how things are going to work out. And, in that moment, I think the partnership that we have is so fabulous because the days I forget, he reminds. And, the day he probably, which he really doesn't, because I think he lives it far more strongly. And but the days when he doesn't feel it, I'm there. So we were sitting down, and I said, Shash, what are we going to do? Because we've made this commitment and we don't know how long this is going to last. And he said, from this experience, only good will come.
Come.
And, life is supporting us in ways that we don't even know. And while we don't understand it right now, this is for our highest good.
Yes.
And I remember feeling such a different energy. And I want to tell you that that time we said we are going to go out there and we are going to reach out to as many people. We started doing our free webinars then. They were called Wednesday webinars. And at one point we had 4,000 people attending.
Oh, mon Dieu.
You know,
I'm speaking French because I can't believe it.
There were so many people on the webinars, and we pulled in all the coaches and we said, you know what, we are going to offer free coaching sessions. People are at home, they're struggling, there's a lot of fear.
Yes.
And people just started coming in, and our database, so people who were interested in ISRA and our work, we had about 12,000 of them before. No, about 12 to 15,000.
Like for almost 12 years.
Of people who were really interested in our work. And after the pandemic, the list went up to over 60,000 people. You know, so the pandemic really was a time when everything just turned around for us. And it was in that moment where Shashank said, from this experience, only good will come. And, you know, and that was the moment of living it, when there was so much of fear and negativity. And we said, we are choosing not to buy into it.
That is so interesting, because I believe that this work and my studies, I was diagnosed last year. I was diagnosed in 2024 with stage 3 cancer. And if it were not for Louise's philosophy, I ended up getting a download where I was told to end the treatment and do something natural. And I am completely cancer-free. So much so that and it was this work. In the midst of it, I was the crazy person at my appointments when the nurse would say, "How are you today?" And I would say, "Life is good no matter what." And they would go, "Oh no, the crazy lady is here." People would go, "That crazy lady that's happy," as we're all sick. But I believe that brought forth my healing. I truly, truly believe that it brought forth the healing. And what you're speaking about is so powerful. We are unfortunately nearing the end of the interview. I could speak with you for hours. And I always like to ask the master teachers, of which both of you are. You are thought influencers, you're master spiritual teachers. I'm so grateful you're doing your very powerful work on the planet. Oh, it's so needed right now. What are 3 tips you could offer to individuals? Many people are discouraged. Many, many people are in fear.
Yes.
So what are some things you could offer?
Yeah.
3 tips.
You can go first.
Yeah. So I think one of the things that I live by is what we tend to focus on grows in our experience.
Yes.
It's as simple as that. And the more we focus on everything that's not working right, I think we create more of that energy. So shifting from fear, doubt, scarcity, all of that to gratitude.
Yes.
And Shashank and I wake up every morning and we write our gratitude. So Shashank speaks it, we talk about everything that we're grateful for. And we know that from this only good will come. Yeah, everything is working out for the highest good. Every experience is necessary. Only good is going to come out of this.
Yes.
And so I think that movement from fear to faith, and, you know, from saying what's not enough to filling ourselves with gratitude is what's going to make all the difference. So I think that's one. Second is
that was one.
That was one. But very quickly going to that.
You can share, you can synthesize it. So Josh, you can give one as well.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead, but after you.
Go ahead. And I think for me, the second one is affirmations. We got to tell the universe what is it that we want and what we are ready for. And I think universe then just knows what to put our way.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you for that. Affirm, affirm, affirm. Affirmations have changed my life. when
Oh,
I have really committed to using them. Yes, we must affirm. And it's nonstop. It's a nonstop commitment.
Yes.
You don't just do it for one thing and then you stop. It becomes a way of life.
It does.
Yes.
Yes. And Shash?
Do you have a third one, or should
No,
I go?
I'm done.
Okay. Very quickly, I think you spoke about fear, and I believe that fear is actually a story we tell ourselves. And a lot of times the story is not going to be true. Yeah. And affirmation actually replaces that story. Number two,
So you tell yourself a new story. I love
new
that.
story.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah. Number two, Louise says this very beautifully: love yourself the way you would somebody whom you really, really love.
Yes.
So treat yourself with the same love, the same respect, the same warmth, the same forgiveness that you would somebody whom you really love, like a child, for example, right?
Yes.
And the last one, I think this is something which I believe is extremely powerful, and Sneha and I have really, really been working on it. And it says that you are not your parents' limitation.
Yes. In the deservability treatment, I am
Exactly.
not my parents'
Not
limitations.
your parents' limitation. Yeah.
Yes.
And I'm not, I think society, community, family, or anything. We have the power to create our own lives.
We have the power to create our own.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Oh my goodness. Beloveds, what shape are you? Sneha has a beautiful book. Please hold up the book. I love the cover.
Yeah, it's a beautiful cover. Yeah.
It's about personalities and understanding yours and others around you. And this, my beloveds, if you're viewing from India, please buy the book. Please attend the workshops. These two are master trainers. They have lived this philosophy and they have manifested miracles. And they have given me a whole sermon. Reverend Martine is filled to the brim with optimism and joy and hope and faith for the future. Our future is unlimited. Infinite possibilities abound. Thank you, my two beloved souls.
Thank you.
Beautiful, beautiful teachers, beautiful couple. So much dedication and love. And may this year bring you even more unlimited prosperity, love, health, wholeness, and everything good.
Yes. And I'm holding the vision of seeing you in India.
Absolutely.
Yes. I'm going to put it on my vision board. I have a vision board class with Anna, our youth trainer. So wait, that is on my vision board. I've wanted that all my life since I began studying philosophy and spirituality. Thank you, Sneha. Thank you, Josh.
Thank you so much.
This has been wonderful. And they will be back, beloveds. They will be back. We will catch up with them again because we have been so enriched by your presence.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. We feel blessed too. Thank you for having us. Thank you so much.
So I'm Rev Martine, the host of What Would Louise Say on the New Thought Media Network.
New Thought Media Network. We are a global broadcast network of positive music, media, and entertainment, inspiring humanity's evolution along the journey of enlightenment and creating a world of love, peace, empowerment, and prosperity for all. New Thought Media Network. Positively inspiring.